an amazing thing to see. Um, and I was actually talking about it recently with on another podcast with one of can't remember who it was, but we were saying about how what you mentioned about moving up the ladder slowly, basically, like you mentioned, like a classical musician who starts off and they put in loads of training for years and years and years, then they get better and better and better and better. Eventually, they're playing at a high level in an orchestra or something. Whereas you can get a DJ now who posts a mix on YouTube and within like 6 months is like got 1 million views or something. And we were talking about how it's absolutely mental how quickly people can become famous now. Like in the past, before the internet, it would have been way slower,
Mm-hmm.
way slower to have your name on paper, so everyone to see you. And I went to see recently Mark Rebile. Do you know him?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he basically became famous over COVID, just making mixes in his bedroom. And now he's playing on stage, like a massive stage in Barcelona. And that's come in the past like 2 years or less. And that fame so quickly must mess you up. But like it'd be unless you had such a solid, strong like sense of identity and self, which most people don't if they're in their 20s or
Mm-hmm.
even 30s, like it must drive you absolutely mental. What do you think about that?
Definitely. What a great point. I just want to comment on everything you say. On one side, I just want to recall the creativity and the struggles. Um, you have a point with the kind of the openness to the emotions and kind of the stability, but we have to be careful with labeling those kind of elements as good or bad,
Yeah.
because on one side you can be open to the new experiences, but if you are scared of the emotions,
Mm,
your tendency is going to be to mask them or stop them or avoid them. And that's where the issues may start. So it's true that, I mean, from the kind of the 27 Club and all that, people who really struggle and die by suicide, usually they are not just stars. It's just they have some traumatic experiences or another symptoms from childhood. Usually this is
hmm.
what the correlation and the papers show. And then at the same time, you can be super famous from one day to the next in the DJ world, of course. And how do you handle that if you don't have that identity? And it's not just the identity, but for me, that's the key as well, the main thing. But also, what if you have stage fright?
Yeah.
And suddenly you are just like making tunes in your room and you feel safe, you are in your pajamas, and then you go and play in front of everyone. When I have to go and teach in, I don't know, wherever, Berkeley, or when I'm working with students, and I tell them, you have to be really aware of what is going on within yourself.
Mm,
Because sometimes you think, I just want to be there, playing at that show, closing that festival. But that is not always enjoyable.
yeah.
So you may be enjoying, but you may be not, because there are so many things that can go wrong. So being put in that position is not just wow, it's amazing all the time, but it comes with a lot of pressure